So I'm going to quickly run through the difference between pages and posts. For the most part, pages are something that stays the same, something that doesn't change from day to day, something that you're going to access the same information. It doesn't mean that you can't edit a page. You can. Pages can have anything on them, but they are mostly known as being menu items. So when you put a page in, they can automatically show up in your menu, or you can choose to have them have to be manually put into your menu. So not everything in your menu bar is going to be a page. This home button brings me to where my posts are. So right now I have my blog set up so that my blog posts are on my home page. You can set up your home page so that's a page. And I'm not trying to be confusing here, there's just a lot of options. So right now, and how WordPress is set up by default, is to have the posts be on the home page, and you can make other pages. Okay, so now we're going to go over a post. When you make a post, they are listed in chronological order. So the most recent one would be on top. So you'll see this says week 2, and what's below it? Week 1. So where would week 3 go when I post week 3? It would go right here on top of week 2. So that's how posts look on your page, on your blog. They will show up on the home page unless you change it, and pages show up in your menu unless you change that. Let's go into the dashboard and I'll show you what I mean. So if I go into posts, and just clicking on posts will bring me to all posts, and it'll list the posts that I have. And like you saw, I have 2 posts, week 2 and week 1. And if I wanted to edit them, let's say I hadn't put week 2 and I just wanted to edit the title, I could either go into quick edit and edit the title there. See where you can edit the title, and you can also change, let me explain what the slug is. Like this, when someone is at my post, this is what shows up in the URL. So that's what a slug is. That's all that is. The title is what shows up here. It's what people read. The slug is what the search engine has to go on. It's what comes after the WordPress.com, and in this case I have this set up to show by date. So in a post, if you want to edit the title, you'd edit it there. So that's quick edit. I didn't really change anything, so I'm just going to write cancel here, and I'm going to show you what happens if I add a new post. So I can either add a new post by clicking here, add new, or I can go over here to the side menu, and underneath all posts it says add new. Either one of those will add a new post. So let's say I'm getting ready to write my week 3 blog post, and I'll just write, this is my 3rd post. And this is where I would write my post. And I could write my tags. I could put it in a category, master key, write my tags here, and separate them by commas. And after you separate them by commas and press add, they'll show up underneath. So under here, this usually says show sharing buttons. So if your sharing buttons aren't showing, come here and check and see if this is checked off. And you can also check off show likes, and then come up here and press publish. And then you'll see when we go to the home page here, there's week 3. This is my 3rd post, and underneath it is week 2 and then week 1. So now this is asking me if I want to do some tags. It asked me, yeah, I guess it's showing me that they're gonna maybe put ads there. I don't know why it comes to this page, but we're gonna go back to the dashboard. Okay, so I just made a post. Now I'm gonna make a page. So let's go over to all pages, and you'll see that I have 2 pages here. I have an about me page and a contact page. And if I wanted to edit the contact page, I could do what I did on the post and do a quick edit, or I could go into the page itself and edit it right here. So we're just gonna go back, and if I wanted to add a new page, I'd just either click here or in the sidebar click add new here. This time I'm going to click the add new at the top of the page. So let's say I wanted to write a new page, and we'll call it press release. That's coming. We already have an about me page, or I would do that one now. So this is where I'm going to write my amazing story, or my amazing life. How about that? It's not a story, it's just my life. So we're gonna publish this. Now I'm gonna go over to my home page. I'm gonna refresh this page. It didn't show up there in the menu. So maybe we need to go over to appearance, menus, and see how our menu is set up. So here we are, we have pages over here, and we have our menu structure here. So we have it set up so that new pages don't go into the menu automatically. This is set up as our primary menu, and it is a created menu because we have save menu here. We're using it. Okay, so if I wanted to add press release to my menu, I'd have to check it off there and click add to menu. And what would happen is it gets added to the end of all the tabs that are already up there. So I'll show you what that looks like. So there it is. I usually like to have my contact page be the last thing on the page. So I would personally take this contact page and just click down on it with my left click and drag. So normal click, and then drag it down the bottom, and then that would be the order of my pages: home, about, then press release, and then contact. You can do that any way you want, but when you add a new page, just know that if it doesn't show up in the menu and you want it to be there, you can come to this page and add it. You can also, while you're here, you can add links to other pages, and they will show up as menu items. So if I wanted to have a link to my page, my website, or how about this, my blog, and I'll add that to the menu, and that'll show up at the bottom. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pull it right above contact, then I'm going to save the menu. Now we're going to refresh that, and you'll see now there's a link to my blog in the menu, and that will go to my blog. This is a blog that I use for my business. If if I were using this for my master key class, I would not risk putting a link to a business blog in the menu, because if WordPress finds this link and says, hey, you're advertising a business, you can't do that on WordPress, it's written in the rules, they won't contact you and say, hey, take your link down. They will just delete your blog. And we had it happen a few times last year, and I want you to not have that happen to you. So I'm telling you right now, don't do that. I'm going to take this, I'm going to go over to where I have my link to my business blog, and I'm going to remove it because that's against WordPress.com's rules. So now I'm going to save my menu. I'm going to go back over to my home page. I'll just click on home page, and there's my menu updated again. So that's the difference between pages and posts. Posts are where you're going to do your weekly assignments, and each one is going to start with week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way through to the end of the class. And, if we have some weeks that are different or we want labeled differently, we'll let you know. This makes it easy so we can check over 500 blogs. We need to be able to quickly be able to go to your blog and say, yes, they have or they haven't posted this week's blog. Please understand that's why we're asking you to put the week number in the blog title. And whatever you use for a page title, it's one more thing I'm going to show you really quick. We're in the menus here. You can actually change, like if you had named this About Me and you only wanted to say About, just come in here and change the navigation label. So those are all editable and you can call them anything you want. And after you change anything in here, you always hit Save Menu. So I hope this helps. And this has been Heather Plude from freedomoutofthebox.com.